So I've been wanting to make a video talking about bond for quite a while, but it's a tricky sort of one. Well, and it's only tricky in that the way I want to try and communicate it to you, it's not that simple to get the idea across sometimes. And really, this video probably should come with a little bit of a warning, because for some of you, you're going to hear some stuff here that you don't really like or you don't really agree with. And so I'd ask that you just consider what I'm saying here, and try and think about it when you look at training your dog. For softer or weaker dogs, or one, it doesn't really matter so much. But with good dogs and stronger dogs and keener dogs and dogs that really want to work, it's important just to have our perspective right if we want to be able to train them. And so just bear it in mind. I hear a lot of things and I read a lot of things on Facebook, like, I'll give you an example. Oh yeah, a dog with a will to please. Now, I don't know if any of my dogs have a will to please. Maybe they do, I don't know. But I know one thing, they have a will to work, and they have a strong will to work. And the work is of a very high value to the dog. And I have a friend up here, and he had a dog that was running all over him and doing what he liked. The dog was doing what he liked. And my friend said to me, he said, I always thought if I was nice to the dog, that the dog would be nice to me. And this is something I often hear. I read about it on Facebook, and I see people, and they've got their wires crossed a little bit, I think. So when you've got a good dog, like when you've got a Bruce or a Bert or a Jim or one of those, it's different if you have a half-hearted dog that's not really interested and it's real wide now, it's not really trying. But if you've got a dog that's trying, well, the deal is with the bond, if you've got a dog that's trying, well, he's going to be doing it for himself. Like, when you see me send Bert or Bruce or Jim or one of those dogs up through those rocks and into all kinds of hardship, they're going up there because I told them, but they're really going up there because I gave them permission to go up there. They want to go up there. They want to get the sheep. They want to work the sheep. That's the highest value thing there is for them, is to work sheep. And so they're not doing it for me. They're doing it for themselves. And so when I take out a young dog, Dale, for example, Dale is nuts for work. And I'd be very foolish to think that Dale is doing that to please me, or that Dale has any kind of will to please me. Dale, in fact, is kind of the opposite. He has no will whatsoever to please me. But then most of the good dogs are that way. And it's the will to work is what they have. And so Dale, if you see me, if I could show you Dale, when we're walking away there, and I call him back to me, and here Dale, goodbye. He doesn't care about goodbye. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't want me to pat him. If I try to call him over to pet him a little bit, he won't come near me. It's like, yeah. When are you going to send me again, Paddy? When are you going to give me the sheep again, Paddy? I want the sheep here. I don't want your affection. I don't want your praise. I want the sheep. You mean the fucking sheep? And so you'll see when I get Dale to stop, when I get Dale to, well, it's very easy to get Dale to go, but when I get him to stop, he doesn't want to stop. He's only stopping because if he doesn't stop, I'll take away his sheep. He won't get to play. I'll get in his way, or I'll take him to a smaller place. I'll regain control. So, if you like, this is how I see it. I'm the conduit through which the dog goes in order to reward himself. And you might know this already, but I find a lot of people don't get this. And so, with a good dog like a Dale or Jim or Bruce or any of those, they'll give me whatever I want if I communicate it correctly to them. So if a dog is going tight and I get in his way and I stop him and I block him and all, he's thinking, when I talk about wanting to get them to turn their head, well, the dog is thinking, what have I got to do here? I want to get the sheep. What have I got to do for this asshole? He's in my way. And so I like to think my dogs look at me like, hey, here's this dummy in my way here. Get out of my way, dummy. And so then when maybe I send him in a way and he goes tight again, and I stop him, and then I send him again and I stop him, and the next thing then he's thinking, what have I got to do? And he turns his head a little bit like that, and I send him. And so it's that timing, and I send him. And the dogs, don't underestimate your dog here. A lot of people do. So that timing, it's like, for anyone that's familiar with the operant conditioning and clicker training, so it's that timing that when his head turns there and I give him away, or maybe it's at the start, maybe it's just a little bit of a turn and I give him away. And so I've had to do a lot of that with Dale. And now Dale is, Dale's like, I want to get the sheep, and then he's like, and then he'll turn, and then I'll send him, and so he's getting it, and so now we have a way of communicating. So that's not bond. That's trying to find the language that we have in common is really what we're trying to do. And I know what he wants, and I have to just try and make it into a way that he can find out what I want. So that's what training is. Bond is it's a thing that comes later. Really, if you talk to any experienced handler, like I don't know, like Scott Bain or Aldwyn Jones, or I don't know, or Alistair McRae, any of these boys, or top handlers, women, Hayley Honeywell, ask her. She'll tell you fairly quick that bond is a thing that comes later. Bond is a byproduct of training. It's nothing to do with training, really. It's a byproduct. It's the result of training. And so when I send my dogs up in the mountain now at big distances, or get them to do this or do that, yeah, we have a bond, but we have real good communication. And I don't confuse myself thinking that Bert or Dale or any of those dogs are doing it for me. They're not doing it for me. Years ago I used to think that. They're not doing it for me. They're doing it for themselves. And so I get to tap into all that. Or in your case, if you've got a good dog that wants to work, you get to tap into that. And so that's worth a lot more to a dog than you praising him or petting him or telling him he's great. Like that's the other thing. That good dog, good dog. Dale doesn't need that shit. Dale knows he was a good dog because I'm letting him work. That's how he knows he's a good dog, and he doesn't care if he's a good dog or not. He doesn't. That's irrelevant. He just wants sheep. Sheep. Just give me sheep. It's that simple. So this fella just wants to chew my ankle, don't you, buddy? There he is. And so Buddy's little Jim, aren't you, buddy? And so we'll be all pals and all. He's been in the house, he's peed on the floor, he's done all that stuff, and gets to come in the truck and do all that. But when we get to training, it'll be, I'll give you something when you give me something. Well, first of all, it'll be you give me something, and we'll start to take back a little bit then. But we don't need a will to please. Will to please is irrelevant to us, really. Look at this little dude. I hope you're a good one, because you're a lovely looking little dog. Come on, Paddy. You want to go and do the sheep? Let me have the sheep. Isn't that right, Roy? Roy says, I don't care about how much you pet me. And I don't even care. That'll do. I don't even care if my leg falls off. I just want to work sheep. And so you can have all the bond you want, but if I don't have to do it for you, I won't. Won't you not, Roy? You do it your way. You little fella.